Hello you lovely lot, my name is Max, welcome back to my YouTube channel and another Nottingham Forest player profile, probably the last one before the end of the summer transfer window, where today we're going to be discussing one of Nottingham Forest's most high profile signings of the summer window, Renan Lodi, arriving on loan from Atletico Madrid after paying a €5 million fee that could potentially turn into a permanent deal at the end of this season for a fee in the region of around €30 million. We'll be discussing his career and rise to Atletico Madrid, including how he became a La Liga champion 2 seasons ago, as well as potentially how he could be deployed for Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. So if you enjoy this kind of stuff, don't forget to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. And with that being said, let's start talking about Renan Lodi. Renan Augusto Lodi dos Santos was born in Reyna in the Brazilian city of Sao Paulo and is a 15-time capped Brazilian international. He would start his career with Brazilian side Atletico Paranaense, joining their academy setup in 2012 at the age of 14 and making his debut for the first team in 2016, spending 3 very successful years at the club, making 70 appearances and scoring 5 goals in all competitions, and also won the Copa Sudamericana, the South American equivalent of the Europa League. And this success in Brazil would actually attract quite a lot of interest from teams on the continent, especially from Spain, and it would be Atletico Madrid who would eventually snap up the young left back. And he would be very successful during this initial stint with the Spanish Giants, winning La Liga in 2021 and making over 100 League and Champions League appearances in the process. And now he's officially joined Nottingham Forest, initially on a loan deal for €5 million, with the potential of snapping him up next summer for €30 million. And I've got to say, we've got a talent on our hands with this lad. Last season, Renan Lodi made 39 League and Champions League appearances for Atletico Madrid, scoring 3 and assisting 4, and his attacking stats are definitely the most exciting of his skill set. With 0.38 goals per 90 minutes, he is comfortably in the top 5% of fullbacks in Europe last season, although his expected goals and assists would suggest he'd be closer to around 0.2, which is still very respectable, around 1 goal or assist every 5 games, and ranking him very comfortably in the upper echelon of fullbacks in Europe. And as you would expect, he's very good at getting into these high attacking positions, either in the top 5% of fullbacks in Europe for touches in the penalty area, as well as progressive passes received, suggesting he gets into these very high attacking positions. So when you watch him play, he's a very aggressive left-sided wing back, very attacking minded, and will definitely offer a lot of product in the final third from that left-hand side. When profiling him, I would say that he's more of a ball carrier than a passer, which I think suits this Nottingham Forest system to a T. When you look at one of these radars from the Athletic profiling the play style of championship sides last season, you can see that predominantly Nottingham Forest were a ball carrying side rather than a team that progressed the play through progressive passes or just general long passing. The final thing I wanted to talk about is his defensive qualities. Having played under Diego Simeone for such a long time at Atletico Madrid, you would imagine his defensive stats would be pretty decent, and they are definitely exactly that. He is a player who is comfortably above average for most defensive actions amongst fullbacks in Europe, and something that he definitely doesn't shirk away from. He doesn't shirk away from doing the defensive side of his game, which is great to see. A lot of wing backs can sometimes neglect the defensive work. This is a guy who can do it both ways. Overall, in terms of looking at his profile, there's very few holes you can poke in Renan Lodi's game. Of course, there are better fullbacks and wing backs amongst his European compatriots, but a player of his quality coming to Nottingham Forest is a game changer, and there's very little doubt he would slot in comfortably on the left-hand side of that defence, making this team all that more better for potentially a mid-table finish this season. With that being said, though, we are going to quickly shift over to the tactics board and do a brief explanation of how he would actually be deployed for Nottingham Forest and how this would translate from his brief stint with Atletico Madrid over the last few seasons. As you can see on the board here, we have Nottingham Forest 3-4-1-2-3-5-2 shape that we've predominantly played under Steve Cooper since the Welshman's arrival at the club at the beginning of last season. And for Atletico Madrid, in terms of their shape, they play something closer to a 4-4-2, or historically have played a shape similar to that, but I've also spent time playing more common 3 at the back systems, particularly in games where they need to use the width in their side to create chances. And Renan Lodi has experience playing in a flat back 4, but also as a left-sided wing-back, which shows his versatility and how he would suit this Forest system pretty well. Much like Nottingham Forest, Atletico Madrid are very good at soaking up pressure against more ball-dominant sides, sitting back in a nice, compact mid and low block system. Nottingham Forest last season were a side who were fantastic at getting into a low defensive shape and transitioning the ball through the quality of ball carrying options in this side. And as we mentioned earlier, Renan Lodi, much more of a ball carrier than a passer, and I think that transitional system that we have would suit his style in terms of carrying the ball upfield in a positional sort of system. Now, much like Nico Williams on the right hand side having all the freedom of the City ground, I'm imagining he's probably going to have a very similar role, able to basically run that channel up and down completely, not shirking away from the defensive responsibilities of his game, but definitely getting into the final third to finish off chances, to create chances for his teammates, and to offer overloading options in that position. A fantastic ball carrier, but also quite a decent attacking threat. Quite often you'll see him for Atletico Madrid finishing off chances where the ball's maybe been worked down one side on the counter-attack. Maybe we've got a numerical overload. He'll often find himself peeling off to the back post to finishing off these sort of chances that end up sort of spilling to him. He's very good in that counter-attacking system for Atletico Madrid, and I would imagine he would fulfill a very similar role for Nottingham Forest. Overall, there is very little not to like about the deal bringing Renan Lodi to the City ground. He's young at just 24 years old, will cost us pennies because that initial loan fee is just €5 million, and there is no commitment. If it doesn't go well, we don't have to bring him back next season. If we're relegated, we don't have to bring him back next season. But the deal in place of a potential €30 million fee, if he were to join the club next summer, is by no stretch of the imagination unreasonable for a player of his qualities with buckets of Champions League experience, a league title with Atletico Madrid. It really seems like an A+ deal, and that's exactly what I'm going to give it. The A+ seal of approval from me in telling you that this is a fantastic deal for Nottingham Forest, and I've got to say, a huge upgrade in that left wing back position. No disrespect to Harry Toffolo or Omar Richards, but this guy is a different level of player, different cut of mustard, and he is going to absolutely boss it at the City ground. Of course, though, let me know what you think of the deal bringing Renan Lodi to the City ground in the comments down below. I've made my case as to why I think it is an A+ deal, top tier business from Nottingham Forest, and even more of a case as to why I think we'll be staying very comfortably in the Premier League come the end of this season. And whilst you're down there, don't forget to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single video, including the next couple of match previews as we go into September with some very tasty fixtures against the likes of Bournemouth, Man City, and Leeds United. With that being said, thank you for watching. I will catch you later.